anything to do with this incident.
What? I see. You do have a point, Mr. Wright. The murder weapon was fired twice, as we have heard. One of those shots was fired by the defendant, a boy at the time. Do you have any proof that the other shot fired had something to do with the case? Yes. And that's when we present the photo.
Well done.
Your Honor, I think I will be able to show you proof.
I've been very mean this stream.
It's okay.
Does that mean I can keep being mean this stream?
Yes, until we're done with karma. I need you to keep that attitude.
Am I on karma?
Yeah.
What? Impossible!
Now, Mr. Von Karma, save your surprise for after you've seen the evidence. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show us your proof. Do you have evidence that the second firing of the pistol is related to the incident? That would be the photo. Take that! Look at this photograph. Look at this photograph. That reminded me of a vine. Sorry. This is a photograph of the scene of the crime 15 years ago. You can see that the victim lying there is Gregory Edgeworth. This proves the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. This photo proves it. So, let me get this straight. This photo proves 2 shots were fired? Where? Your Honor, please get a clue. Show the judge the contradiction in the photo. The one on the window?
One on the window.
Or, it's not letting me click. Okay, there it is. Present. As should be obvious, the contradiction is here. I see a bullet hole in the door.
Shots fired, har har.
Ha! Your Honor, Gregory Edgeworth was killed by a shot from the pistol, yet there's also a bullet hole in the elevator door. We also know that the murder weapon was fired twice. Thus, someone other than Edgeworth fired that second shot. Order. Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? It's simple, Your Honor. At the time of the incident, 2 shots were fired. One went into Gregory Edgeworth's heart, the other hit the elevator door. Remember that the defendant lost consciousness after the shot he fired rang out. In conclusion, we must agree that the second shot was fired by someone else. Mr. Wright, but who could that someone else be? The murderer, of course.
Yes, Burning AC. And keep in mind, this is a world in which the testimony of a spirit medium who is channeling a dead spirit is also admissible as evidence in court.
Yeah. And a parrot.
And a parrot.
Yeah, just Sean, the stream's still here.
Stream Desk is still here. I assume that's how you pronounce it. I'm not an anime guy.
Are we gonna go to 10? Or should we finish up the case?
Let's finish it. Then we can actually...
I mean, if Sakura's free to stay like an extra hour.
Oh yeah, she's cool with it.
Alright.
Okay, just volunteer that for her.
No, she told me.
Oh, she told you, huh? We'll just take your word for it then,
Yeah. Get on witness stand.
I knew I should have stepped in before your vile fantasies got out of hand. Mr. Wright, look once more at the DL6 incident case file. Look closely. Try the case summary page, perhaps.
The case summary. That's on page 1.
Look what is written there. Not a single clue was found at the scene. If the pistol had indeed been fired 2 times, then the other bullet would have been discovered on the scene.
He does have a point.
That second bullet has never been found. Why? Because the second bullet does not exist. The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's... The bullet that claimed Gregory Edgeworth's life was the one fired by his own son. That is the truth of this matter. The whole truth. It was undoubtedly something else that made that bullet hole in the door.
Order! I will have order. Mr. Wright has proven one thing to us quite clearly, that the murder weapon was fired twice at the time of the incident. However, as Mr. Von Karma says, the second bullet fired was not found. It is highly unlikely that the police merely overlooked this second bullet. So, all we have is the single bullet fired. I'm afraid I have to discount the defense's claim.
I praise the judge for his wisdom in this matter.
How did this happen? I don't believe that the second bullet didn't exist. Was I wrong? Have I been wrong about this whole incident?
What are you doing, Nick? Why aren't you raising an objection?
I'm sorry, Maya.
What?
It looks like I was wrong.
Nick?
If the second bullet wasn't there, then all my conjectures are for nothing.
No. You said you'd do it, Nick. You said you'd get Edgeworth declared innocent.
I'm sorry. It's just... when I saw the photograph, I thought that 2 shots had been fired. I was so certain of it. I thought I'd won. I thought there was another person, someone else who fired the killing shot. But now... I was wrong to think it could be that simple. This case has stood unsolved for 15 years.
Nick?
Gee, someone's confident.
Well, it seems that we have finally cleared up this incident. Only 1 bullet was found at the scene of the crime. That shot was fired by Miles Edgeworth.
Precisely.
I would like to ask one thing of Miles Edgeworth before passing my verdict. Have you been paying attention to the trial so far?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections?
Hey, that's 2 things you're asking.
I'm sorry, I'm old.
No, I do not.
So you killed your father through that. Though that was not your intention. That's
3 things. That's 3 things.
I'm sorry, my memory doesn't run clearly these days.
Yes, I did.
I almost took that.
Jeez, Aki. He's confessing.
Very well. The statute of limitations on the murder of Gregory Edgeworth runs out today. Therefore, I must pronounce a verdict on the defendant today, right here.
Right now.
Indeed. Does anyone have any objections? I've been here before. It's just like my first day in court. There are so many things I know I should be saying, but my mind's gone blank. I can't find the words. Mr. Wright. We're gonna pull it one last time for Edgy. Objection! Your Honor. Your Honor, I object.
Mr. Wright, on what grounds do you object?
Nick.
I don't know. His case is perfect.
Oh no.
It must exist. The second bullet. Or was that Mia that was talking to me?
It was me.
I'm sorry.
You
What?
should be.
What did you just say?
Nothing.
Wait for that, Karma, useless writer. It's coming up. Second bullet must exist. But where? Should we get
Someone took it.
Okay. It seems waiting is not going to produce us any answers from Mr. Wright.
Sleeping on the job.
Wait, Your Honor. The second bullet, it exists. What? But we've just heard proof that it did not exist. I realize that, Your Honor. I'm really grasping here. It's just someone took it from the scene of the crime. That's what happened. But who? The murderer.
The murderer? So tell us, just who is this murderer?
I'm still thinking about that one. So the criminal took the second bullet. Why would he? First of all, how would he have found it? It's not easy to find a stray bullet, Mr. Wright. Was there some pressing need for the murderer to search for that bullet? Bullet. I'm slurring my words here now.
Which one are you going to pick?
The murderer had to find it.
Nope, you're wrong.
Really? Okay. The murderer didn't need it then. I wonder why, though. We'll find out. Why would the murderer have spent the time to look for that stray bullet? I haven't got a clue. What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Ah! The murderer had no reason to take the bullet. You don't want to admit it, but it's true.
Had to take it.
Had to take it? The murderer. What does that mean?
You're thinking too normal. Think crazy. Don't think why the bullet was taken. Think why they had to be taken.
Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I have no idea what I'm doing. Well, the murderer had no intention of taking the bullet from the scene. But, the murderer had to take the bullet. Had to, Mr. Wright? What do you mean? Well, for instance... For instance what? Maybe the bullet, hit the murderer? The bullet hit the murderer? Just saying, for instance. I mean, if it hit you, you would have to take it with you, wouldn't you? It's not like you could perform surgery right there. You know? Wait a second. I was just talking off the top of my head, but what if that's what really happened?
Off the top of your head, out of your ass.
Out of my spikes. Let me get this straight. So, at the time of the murder, the murderer himself was shot, and he left with the second bullet still inside, thus leaving only one bullet at the scene of the crime? Yes. I guess that's how it would work. Yeah. But there's a problem with that. The other two people rescued from that elevator, Miles Edgeworth and Yanni Yogi, were both unharmed. So that would mean the murderer came from outside. Yes. What even? The two men fight inside the elevator. Trying to stop them, the boy picks up the pistol at his feet and throws it. The pistol discharges and the bullet goes through the elevator door and hits the murderer outside. The boy loses consciousness. Then, the murderer who opens the elevator door and sees the men inside.
Guys, we're looking for someone with only one arm and who's bald.
Mr. Wright, you are truly the most unpredictable defense attorney I've ever known. I can tell you're grasping, yet I cannot deny the possibility of what you just said.
What are you saying? Deny it! Deny it! No one involved with the incident was wounded. There was no murderer.
No one was wounded at the time of the incident. He's right. I can't think of anyone.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
I just thought of something really crazy.
Crazy?
Remember what Mr. Grossberg said yesterday?
Oh, is it my line? Gregory Edgeworth dealt a blow to his perfect trial record.
Wow.
It must have been quite a shock for young Von Karma. He took a vacation for several months after that, you see. Yes, an unusual event for the man. That was the first and the last vacation he's taken in his many years of prosecuting.
What if Von Karma didn't take that vacation because of shock?
But took it because he was injured.
Which would mean...
It could only mean one thing.
he was a murderer in a DL6 incident.
He was the man who shot Gregory Edgeworth.
It was Von Karma.
Oh man. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You seem dazed. No, Your Honor. Well, you have indicated the possibility that the murderer came from outside. Can you give us the name of your suspect? Uh-oh, should I come out and say it now? We should save it for a better time. I'm saving it for a better time. Wait, I don't have enough proof yet. This is my trump card. I'd better save it for the right time. Mr. Wright, something the matter? I'm fine, Your Honor.
This is a stupid idea. Shall we carry on with the trials then? That said, we have no farther to go. All that is left is the finish. In other words, the verdict.
What? Not yet.
Think, Mr. Wright. You have said that someone from the outside was the murderer. Yet you cannot suggest anyone as a possible suspect, which means your conjecture is worthless and will be rejected, of course.
Nick! Now's no time to be holding on to that trump card. The trial's almost over.
Alright. I may not know what I'm doing, but here goes.
Gee, what were you thinking?
I don't know. I was trying to be stupid.
Well, you succeeded. Great job.
Hey, Phoenix gets away with stupidity. Your Honor, there is a suspect. One lone suspect. Well, this is certainly interesting news. Very well, Mr. Wright. Who is your suspect? My hands are shaking. What? Von Karma!
Von Karma?
That straight face. He's got a poker face.
I'll be right back.
Alright. Let's wait for Mr. Hayden. I have to use the bathroom too, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Everyone present?
Sorry about that.
It's okay. It was very convenient for me.
I had to deal with a spider.
Perfectly understandable.
Had to throw it away.
You toss it out.
Alright. Alright, on the...
Yeah,
who's speaking?
I'm speaking. You mean the Von Karma, the prosecutor, sitting right here?
Ah.
You don't object?
I see no need. Why honors this ridiculous outburst with my objection?
Because you took a vacation for several months starting the day after the incident. Yet you pride yourself on a perfect record. Why would you take such a long vacation without any reason?
So, you're claiming that I took a vacation to heal my injury from the incident. Fascinating. Prove it. I would have needed surgery, no? Where did I go under the knife at, Miss Wright? Bring the doctor that operated on me. Have him testify.
Nick! Let's find out who his doctor is.
It's no use.
Edgeworth?
I know Von Karma, perhaps too well. He's perfect. He wouldn't leave clues. He probably didn't undergo surgery. That would leave a doctor as a witness.
Nobody's that perfect.
So what, Nick? Did Von Karma pull the bullet out by himself? That's insane!
No, he couldn't have. You can't just pull bullets out of yourself. Wait. What does that mean? That bullet has to be somewhere, but where?
Well, Mr. Wright, can you produce evidence to prove that I was shot?
Metal detector.
Hey, someone's using his thinking brain.
Ooh,
It takes me like 5 hours to run up.
Yep,
5
more
hours
time
to
than
run
our
up.
more time than a session usually allows.
Exactly. Alright, Von Karma, I'll prove it. And I'll even use evidence. I know how you like it so much.
Well, it is somewhat required.
Yeah, it kinda
What?
is. The evidence that proves Von Karma was shot is the metal detector.
Hey, let me do the accent, mister. Spiky head.
Take that! Von Karma is perfect. He wouldn't risk injury leaving an evidence trial.
Surgery either.
So then I ask, where is that bullet now? I think it's unlikely that Von Karma performed surgery on himself. You don't mean... I do. There's the possibility that bullet is still inside Von Karma. Is that even possible for all these years? Well, there's one way to find out. We could use this metal detector. Well, Von Karma, I'm going to run this over you and see what we find.
That face. I refuse!
You refuse? But refusing this means you acknowledge that the bullet is still inside you. Order, order, order. Your Honor, the defense requests that we be allowed to use the metal detector.
Judge, I call for a suspension of this trial. This is an invasion of privacy.
Objection! Statute of limitations runs out on this case today. It was you who said we had to end it right here, right now. Enough. I permit the use of the metal detector. Mr. Von Karma, you will submit yourself to testing.
Nick, what does this mean?
I don't know, but we have to give it a shot. Dot, dot, dot. It reacted. Something's inside his right shoulder. The bullet. Mr. Von Karma?
You. It was you. I was afraid this would happen, and so I remained silent.
Hmm?
Indeed, there is a bullet in my shoulder. However, it has nothing to do with this incident.
What?
I was shot in the shoulder long before the DL6 incident. I claim that the bullet in my shoulder has no relation to DL6.
On-the-spot surgery. But, Mr. Von Karma, can you prove that?
Prove? I have no obligation to prove anything. It is you who must prove something here, Mr. Wright. Not I.
Mr. Wright? Well, can you prove it? Can you prove that the bullet in Von Karma's shoulder was from DL6?
Of course he can't. You don't have any of the DL6 evidence.
That's because you took it out of the records room yesterday. We have one bit of evidence.
Shush. With no proof, you cannot convict me of any crime. So sorry, Mr. Wright.
No, I'm the one who's sorry, Mr. Von Karma.
What?
You were close. One day away from freedom. You see, I have proof.
What?
Who would have thought that you would have dug your own grave trying to convict Edgeworth? I can link that bullet in your shoulder to the DL6 incident. And here's my final proof. Is a bullet.
Make sure you pick the right bullet.
The DL6 bullet. Take that! That's a bullet?
Where did you get that?
This is the bullet used in the DL6 incident. This was taken from the heart of the victim, Mr. Gregory Edgeworth. The bullet is preserved quite nicely, with all the ballistic markings intact.
Ballistic markings?
You may recall the term. It came up in the first trial 2 days ago.
They aren't reading this.
Yeah, this is too much. We have 2 bullets in our possession. One, the bullet removed from Gregory Edgeworth's heart. The other, Mr. Von Karma, is the bullet buried in your shoulder. We could analyze both bullets. Then, if the markings matched, we would know that both bullets have been fired from the same gun. The very same pistol. In other words, the murder weapon that killed Gregory Edgeworth. Mr. Von Karma, you will let us remove the bullet from your shoulder. Then we'll compare the ballistic markings to those on this bullet. And solve this case once and for all.
Talk about invasion of privacy.
Well, Mr. Von Karma?
That scream. I've heard that scream before. Wait, I know. Help! I can't breathe! Quiet! I said quiet! You're not making this any easier. Stop breathing my air! I'll stop you! Stop breathing my air! Get away! Get away from my father! Bang.
Bang, bang.
Thank you, I'm here all week. It's that scream I heard in the elevator 15 years ago. Von Karma! It was you who screamed!
Mr. Von Karma?
Oh, Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Only you would dare defy me. So, it was you. You and your father are my curse!
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
god.
Your father shamed me with a penalty on my record, and you left a scar on my shoulders that would never fade. I'll bury you! I'll bury you with my bare hands! Death!
Oh my
Death!
goodness.
Wow.
15 years earlier.
Mr. Chief